Quick message before today's video, guys. Just wanted to let you know that I am now on the app Symbol. This is not a paid product placement, but it's something that I think is really cool. Symbol is up and coming. It's like Instagram for like sharing music, and it's not based on, like they always say, it's not based on algorithms. It's based on like what your friends like or what people who you like to follow on social media like. It's not just based on like, oh, well, you know, you'll probably like this if you like that. So Symbol is definitely, I'm loving seeing it taking off. They reached out to myself, the Needle Drop, whose shirt I am wearing right now, of course, and Here Lies Music. I'm sure other music vloggers on YouTube and that sort of thing. But just go follow me on the app. I'll put a link to download the app in the description down below. You can click it from your phone or even from your desktop, or you can just search Symbol and then go follow me, because I am on there at ARTV Reviews. You can see from the screenshot that I'm throwing up on here right now kind of what I'm listening to and sharing right now. Just, you can play music right from the app, from like Spotify and SoundCloud. Yeah, I just wanted to give it a brief mention, let them know, keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited about it, you guys should too. And if I get to 500 followers on there, I'm going to be doing a vinyl giveaway over on my second channel, Beyond ARTV. So yeah, 500 followers on Symbol, hold me to it. What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for another Best of the Insert Month Here segment. This time I'm going to be talking about 10 of my favorite songs from the month of July 2015, along with discussing a few albums that I thought were really cool. Now, last month was the inaugural episode, June 2015, and you guys seemed to really like it, so I'm hoping to make this a regular thing, continue doing this monthly for the foreseeable future. Now, without further ado, I'm going to be presenting some of my favorite tracks, talking about them a little bit, why they kick ass, and why you should check out a few albums. Let's start off with my 10 favorite songs of the month. Keep in mind, these are in no particular order. Pierce the Veil's new single took a little bit for me to get into, but once it finally connected with me, it just, I don't know, it landed, and I saw this as a progression, as a different step that the band was taking, and it excites me. I don't think it's their best song to date, but it's got these aggressive guitars, lyrical content that is definitely still angsty and very driven and passionate, and I love Vic Fuentes', the lead singer's, voice on this track. Some great guitar work, a nice little breakdown is thrown in there as well. I just think that it's one of those tracks that has an energy that might not be noticed by some, but the more you listen to it, the more there is to appreciate about it. If you saw my track review of this track, you know that I absolutely fucking loved it. The trio Churches from Scotland are back. Synth pop, different side of the 80s that they tackled on their debut album, The Bones of What You Believe, and it has me very excited for their album, Every Open Eye, that drops in September. Leave a Trace is definitely driven by a relationship or something that went south, and Lauren Mayberry, the lead singer of this trio, just kind of putting her foot down, and I love seeing the confidence that just exudes from her, and the whole song really just comes together. Some great synth hits on here, some of the programmed drums sound phenomenal. It's probably my favorite track of the month, even though I said I wasn't ordering them. This would probably be number one. Everybody rejoice, because the Chemical Brothers are back to save us from all of the crap and the EDM that's infiltrating Top 40 radio. EML Ritual is one of those jams that is just so dark and almost grimy that it's practically dripping off of this track. The vocals are worked in perfectly and they mesh quite well, and they don't really seem to take the forefront here, but at the same time they mix in with the beats here. It's just one of those tracks that sees them kind of taking their roots, owning them, and then embracing something new at the same time. Chemical Brothers really killed it with their new record, but I'll get into that more at the end of this video. The band Metric have been around for a while now, but they really didn't see that much mainstream success until their last record, or maybe even the one before that. They had hits like Youth Without Youth, and then before that, Help I'm Alive, Gold Gun Girls, and then this new single, The Shade. This one is definitely a little bit more upbeat and spry, especially in terms of its instrumental. Once again, leaning towards the 80s. Everybody is taking those 80s influences they seem in the world of alternative music, but this is one that really does it in a fashionable way. It takes it and presents it as something new, rather than just something that's been chopped up, spliced, and then thrown back at you and repackaged in a new format. This is one of those jams that I can see myself rocking out to all summer long, even into the fall. The vocals on this track definitely hit some higher notes, but I love how just weird the synthesizers on this track get. They're kind of all over the place, and they're just very flashy and flamboyant, and I like that. The first few times I heard this track, I found myself kind of agreeing with a statement that was in this song. Well, it's alright though, or else we're gonna be alright though, whatever. But the more I played it, I was like, damn it, this song is actually really good. I shared it with some friends. Everybody else would have said that, hey, this is a song from like the early 2000s or else the mid 2000s pop punk or else pop rock scene. And that's probably spelling good things for 5 Seconds of Summer. She's Kinda Hot, definitely influenced by stuff like Blink-182, All Time Low, maybe even a little bit of Green Day. I heard Mark from Spectrum Pulse say that, and I can hear it because those are influences of this band from Australia. This track is unbelievably catchy. It never leaves my head. It never leaves me alone. But so far I haven't tired of it, so it's okay. But the play count is getting kind of ridiculously high in my iTunes. It's not that I think it's just like the best song ever, it's just one of those tracks that's so earwormy you can't stop leaving it on repeat. Great guitar solo on this track, by the way. Totally wouldn't have expected that on a 5 Seconds of Summer song, but hey, if we can get more of this on Top 40 Radio, you know I'm more than okay with that. Oh, let your body talk, because Body Talk by Foxes is next up on my list. The UK singer just put out an album like May of last year. I think that's when Glorious dropped, and I thought it was pretty good. If you saw my review of it, you know I love tracks like Holding On to Heaven, and of course Let Go for Tonight. A couple of the other singles were pretty catchy and hot as well, but Body Talk really is just taking the cake for me here. I love this new sound that she's going for. Once again, I feel like I'm talking about the 80s so much, but it's kind of hard to deny that this song is very disco and dance infused, and it's something that's a throwback, but at the same time I love the little twist that she puts on it. If you haven't heard this one yet, do yourself a favor. Kevin Parker, you really know how to make a song grow on a man. This whole album, in fact, Currents, but we'll save that for just a second. Like I said about the Chemical Brothers record, I want to talk about Currents at the end of this video. The track, The Less I Know, The Better, is one that I really want to highlight here just because the groove that it falls into is just so phenomenal. It's irresistible, honestly. I think the bass line, along with the guitar structure of this track, mixed in with some synthesizers and that sort of thing, keep doing what you're doing, because the lyrical content matched with the instrumental on this track, it's just unmatched by so many of the other people out there these days.
Waiting on the phone to ring and wake us up again. Lost inside a dream with holes that never seem to end. Falling from the ceiling, I keep crawling on the floor. Can't avoid the feeling, this just happened all before.
Gotta give a quick mention to Don't Wait Up by Robert DeLong, definitely one of the best songs of the month. I know it dropped in June, but I just got around to hearing it around the turn of July and really started playing it in the middle of the month. It really seems like I have a type here because these songs are throwing it back to the 80s and I'm really enjoying and highlighting a lot of them, but this is another one that does it in a really cool and very, very vibrant way. It's one of those tracks that is kind of dark in terms of the lyrical content, speaking of a relationship, talking like, don't wait up for me, you know, I'm in the shadows, I'm off in my own mind, basically you don't want to be with me, but at the same time it's one of those ones that you're going to end up singing along to after you hear it like 2 or 3 times. The last track recommendation I'll throw your way is Flames by Waves, aka Nathan Williams, Stevie Pope Jr., a couple of other friends, kind of a revolving door of members at this point in Waves, but I've loved the 2 singles that they've dropped so far. Waves, aka Nathan, has been very, very busy this year. They did the Cloud Nothings collab album, of course, Spirit Club, Nathan's other band, dropped an LP, and now, of course, Waves have an album coming out early October. Flames is kind of the next step forward I kind of saw for Waves and the direction that they would go, kind of ditch the lo-fi, but still at the same time have a punk spirit about them, so I'm very, very interested to see where this LP is gonna go. Want to give a brief shout out to a couple of awesome albums from the month. Of course, Knuckle Puck's Copacetic is up first, really putting this on here just because I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It's one of those pop punk records that actually has a heart to it, it has something to say, and it doesn't just feel like they're going through the motions and trying to emulate the feelings of these other pop punk bands and just trying to be relatable to the kids. So I gotta give them a definite shout out there. Moving on to the next record that I really want to recommend to you guys from the month, the Chemical Brothers' new album, Born in the Echoes. Definitely some really well-structured songs, definitely all came together, made a well-crafted effort, and sees the Chemical Brothers being a little bit more focused than I've seen them in a long time. Probably my favorite album from them since Come With Us in 2002. So many good songs, all the way from the poppy Go, all the way to the darker EML Ritual, and even the title track featuring Kate LeBon. Just some really great music that I think you guys are absolutely gonna love. Links to check all this stuff out is in the description down below. And then, of course, finally I want to give a mention to Currents by Tame Impala. I know I said I loved The Less I Know The Better, but it's really hard to pick a favorite when you've got amazing tracks like the kind of dark and twisted Love / Paranoia. And I say dark and twisted just because of the lyrical content on that one. And then you've got amazing songs like Let It Happen, which is just all over the place in its 7-minute run. Some pacing synthesizers that really just set the tone for this record. It's just a crash course in awesomeness and relationships, and I definitely highly recommend checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the best music of July 2015, and of course subscribe to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Hit the like button while you're at it. If there's other albums you'd like to see me review, I know I didn't cover a ton in July, but there weren't a ton of releases that I really felt like I wanted to cover. It's kind of the slow season right now, so hopefully August picks things up again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.